Hello there. Guess what? It's Tuesday, and it's our Wisdom Chats for the Curious show. We are so excited to be here today. Oh, we love our Tuesday shows because we get to have wonderful guests. And today, of course, we have our Marian LaSalle. I'm going to call her our wizard again, Marian. And we have Peggy Sue Skipper. Hi, Peggy.
Hi, Lady Lou. Hi, Marian.
Hello.
We're excited to have you here today, Peggy. Peggy's going to be our MC at the Wellness Expo in Houston in September over Labor Day weekend, and we are just so geared up for that show. They're having the Dallas show this coming weekend, and oh, we would love to be there, but it's just not going to be in the cards for us. But we're going to have fun in Houston when they get here in September. And Peggy Sue is our guest today. She has a marvelous topic, and we're excited to talk about it. So, why don't we get right into it? And Peggy, why don't you give us a brief background on yourself and then tell us what we're going to talk about tonight?
Okay. Well, gosh, I wasn't expecting to do brief background, but I'll do my best on that one. Well, I was in the corporate world for a very long time in management. I retired from that and went to work independently, working with people with intuitive hand analysis and helping them see the big picture of their lives, and written 3 books. And that kind of segues into our topic tonight. When we talk about the big picture, what does that mean? And I will say that, the 3 of us have been talking to all kinds of people that are going to be at the Wellness Expo on Labor Day weekend. And basically, if you look at the core of what we've been talking about is providing people food for thought on how to make different choices to make their life different. Yeah. Wouldn't you say that's true? We've talked about wellness, we've talked about eating, we've talked about essential oils, different choices we can make that might make a difference in our life. So to me, that's what the big picture really is, to be able to step back and look at our lives on an individual level and say, where am I? Am I happy with where I am? And if I'm not, what got me here? And how can I do something different? So that's really the big picture perspective.
It is. It's getting out of that old rut.
Exactly. And the thing is, most of us are just busy living our lives.
Yeah.
This kind of work, looking at the big picture and really analyzing our actions, our words and our actions that have created the reality we're in is a little time consuming. It takes some effort. So I think that's one of the things that COVID has brought to us is for many people, it's forced them almost to slow down and really kind of step back and analyze their lives, look at it in a little bit different perspective. So here we are.
We are.
Peggy, I'd like to take, a different view because I was born to show people different perspectives. Okay. Talk about seeing it from the big picture. I try very hard to take people wherever they are, good or bad or indifferent, and say, let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's look at it from this person's perspective, this person's perspective. How about the tree's perspective? Let's look at everybody's perspective and let's reassess how you feel about it. So some of the people have not been able to slow down. They're forced to be out there in it and putting their lives on the line because they need to make $1. They're going to get fired if they don't. They can't collect unemployment because their boss says you're a essential worker and you got to come in. That type of thing. And so some of the people in this world have not slowed down. They've sped up.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. And I think that what we'll find is as the dust settles from all this, that we'll find whatever we were supposed to do during this is what we were doing, if that makes sense. So For some people, maybe they had to speed up, maybe they had to go through this, whatever they're going through, to be able to eventually see a bigger picture. It's hard to say because it's also individual, and not everybody wants to look at the big picture.
Yes, you're right about that.
Individually or collectively.
That's right.
But I do believe that, and if people did watch the video that I did earlier, one thing I do believe is that so many of us have been on some kind of conscious journey. We've been learning about things outside the normal of what society has told us. And that's been going on since the 1960s. It really has. That has been an evolution, and women have led that evolution. A lot of men on the path, but women have really led that evolution in looking at, what our words and actions bring to us in various ways. And most of us started that because of personal issues, something that wasn't working for us. And we started looking at other ways to look at it, other things to do, like a different diet, the essential oils, all the things that we've been talking about on this show are just different perspectives to say, hey, maybe this will work for you. I think there are very few things that work for everybody.
That's right.
I agree. Everybody has a different body, mindset, circumstance, you name it. And we like it like that.
Yeah.
Well, some of us do anyway. Some people like everybody to be just like them, and they can't be happy.
Yeah.
I have found that to be true.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to put your link to your video up on the screen.
Oh, good. Yes. This has been a work that's long been in progress and really has been an interesting process for me. And it all kind of came to fruition during COVID. So it got me quiet enough to be able to formulate, because my goal in anything I do, the books I've written, the work I do, is try to get it to the simplest form possible.
We need that.
Yes. It's like, let's cut through the BS and what's really going on here. And so that has been a really interesting process for me to get that concept to what I felt was the simplest, most concise format. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty proud of that. And I didn't do it in a vacuum. I had some wonderful people working with me on it. Two other ladies, as a matter of fact, I call us the trilogy, and they held my hand, and we all cried, and we debated sometimes. And, it was just a wonderful process, though, to be involved with two other people to get my thoughts out into the world in a way that was in complete integrity for me. And anything I do or say, I tell people, it's not my job to convince you of anything. It's only my job to tell you what I see. Just put it out there. That's my only job. Whether anybody resonates with it or not, that's still my job.
And we love that, because people that try to push their views and their poison and their pills on us, and I don't mean people that are selling products. I mean, there's their agenda. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
People that try to push their agenda, whether it's politics or religion or their views on the world. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes that. It doesn't feel good. Most people will cringe and turn around. They're wrong. They'll go the opposite way just because you're trying to push.
Well, exactly. And that's never my goal, right. But I do know I was supposed to get this message out there.
Right.
Whether anybody ever agrees with it or not.
Right.
It is the truth as I've seen it. And I believe I know there are people who've resonated with it because I've heard from them. Yeah. So, but whether the whole world will never agree with anything. It just ain't gonna happen.
And it's supposed to be that way.
Well, exactly.
We wouldn't learn anything if everybody felt the same way, would we?
Oh.
That's so true. So true.
It doesn't make it any easier, though. Honestly, when people are going crazy around me, I'm like, I wish you all could just think right, think the right way. Hello, what's wrong with you? And they're probably thinking the same thing of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I love looking at the bigger picture.
And that's just.
Is there a lag?
I do too. I mean,
am I lagging?
Yeah, you're there.
No, there was a big pause, and so I thought maybe I was lagging in my words.
Well, there was a pause.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
No, I think that what you say is absolutely true. And one of the things I did say in the video that I think it's important, one of the most important things is if people the people who have been on a conscious journey, who have been learning things through therapy, metaphysics, spirituality, whatever the path they took, to me, one of the most important things I learned is we have a choice in every moment, and we can either choose from the love bucket or the fear bucket. And so it's difficult sometimes to know what that choice really is. How do I know I'm choosing from the love bucket or the fear bucket? And so that's a process to figure that out. But it can be a fun process. It really can.
Yeah. Some days those buckets aren't labeled, are they?
Yes. And so, but energetically speaking, and this is another thing I said in the video, it is impossible to create something beautiful with ugly words, angry actions, and chaos. It is absolutely energetically impossible. And the people who have studied any kind of metaphysics understand that. And so I just want to, it's like, wow, we are so polarized right now. And honestly, this is damaging all of us. This negative energy that we're shooting at each other is damaging everyone. So how do we get to compromise? How do we get to mediation? I think that's an important thing for the big picture.
I think a visual representation is really helpful. I know when Dr. Emoto was alive, he changed so many lives, and he didn't have to say a word. His visuals in his books said so much.
Yes.
So for those of you that are listening that have never heard of Dr. Emoto, I highly recommend that you go and look him up on YouTube or Google. Just go Dr. Emoto, E-M-O-T-O, Dr. Emoto. He is deceased, but his family is carrying on his work, and they're writing children's books and they're teaching this. So basically what it is clear glass jars filled with water of the same, like if you take it out of a stream, it's the same water in different
containers.
Yeah. And they put different words on them. So like this is, like you said, the love bucket and the what was the other bucket?
The fear bucket. Yeah.
So the fear bucket would say things like you're ugly, you're stupid, you're gross, whatever. They'd be nasty words, hurtful words. And on this side, it would be beautiful words. Love being the biggest one. I love you. You're beautiful. Kindness. All the things that you can think of that would be positive. And then they take that for a long time and let people think those thoughts as they're looking at the water. And then they freeze that water, and then they take it under a microscope and they see what it looks like. And it turns into crystals with the beautiful, like snowflakes, beautiful, just gorgeous. You just have to see the pictures. And the ugly, nasty, gross, it really truly is. It looks brown. It looks disgusting. No form. It's just globs of brownish, gross looking stuff. And that tells you a lot about not what you say or how you hurt somebody, but how you feel when you say those words, when you're loving somebody, when you're putting that good energy out there. It does matter.
It does. Absolutely. And, you know, I believe that there are enough of us who truly understand this, that if we all really got on this bandwagon and said, hey, I am removing myself from the chaos. I'm, you know, and I'm focusing in a different direction. And that's why I think it's very important to have a common goal, because it's always more powerful to move towards something in love rather than away from something in fear.
I like that.
So,
you know, I was just thinking, I've got these little sticky notes, little
I love
post-it
sticky
notes.
notes.
What you can do is write the word love on one of them. And if I could get it open here, I could stick it on myself. I love me.
Yes, absolutely. I know people that put those stickers on their toilets, anywhere they have water, on their water faucets. They put love signs. They put, you know, there are a lot of water blessings that are going on, and you know that's going to be our next big crisis is water. It's, you know, it's becoming a real issue. So, you know, to just pay attention and sort of, it's sort of like getting back to more of an indigenous way of life. To know that everything is affected by energy. Everything, the rocks, you know, are affected by energy.
And the animals and the sky and the weather even, because we can even sometimes control the weather. I don't know if you ladies remember, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or more. I don't even remember which hurricane it was, but it was aiming right for the Texas coast. And our friend Joe Vitale put out the word on his email blast that let's all pray that the hurricane either veers off or it lessens and there's no damage. And everybody in his whole group, which he has a massive mailing list, everybody started praying, and the hurricane kind of fizzled out. It works if we all have a like mind.
We are that powerful. And when we work together toward a common goal with that kind of power, it becomes even more powerful.
Ladies, I found the picture.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you did? Well, can you put it up?
I sure can.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that amazing?
Two of them anyway.
It's true.
But this is what Emoto did for us. He showed the whole world the power of our words, our thoughts, our feelings, our being, our feelings. It's all there in his photographs. Right. Brilliant man.
Yes.
And I got to meet him years ago. He came to Houston with his wife, and I got to go to a meeting with him. And it was just heaven on earth. I love to get to meet those kind of people who they're so special.
So Karen says, have any of you jumped out of a plane?
Never going to either.
No, why do you ask, Karen? Have you? Oh, that's a funny question.
Yeah.
No, never have. I never will. A perfectly good airplane. Why would you jump out?
Now, I'm not saying I would. I would probably try skydiving if the right opportunity presented itself.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I probably would. Yes.
All right.
But
no. I'm too big a chicken.
Me too.
I don't know. That sounds like it might be really just to be able to be free falling like that and look at the earth.
Oh yeah.
You know. Of course,
so my ex-husband he was in the Air Force, and we got to go up in one of the planes that have it's a plexiglass or whatever lower in the bottom, you know. Right. And we got to lay down in there, so I got to see kind of what you're talking about.
Awesome.
Without free falling, you know what I mean? I didn't have to go through that in order to see the earth down below me. It was beautiful.
I didn't know they had that kind of an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But, well, you know, they have boats like that, the black bottom boats. So you can
bet.
see the fish and the wildlife and all that.
Okay,
Yeah.
what Karen say?
She's saying y'all were talking gears.
Oh,
Gears? Oh, now
Gears?
she's saying fears. I don't
fears.
know. Karen.
Oh,
Fears. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, that would be a
I don't
fear
know.
for me to jump out of an airplane.
Well, I've long talked about the love bucket and the fear bucket.
That's
And
true.
what's interesting is that's all energy we're talking about. Like in the love bucket would be compassion, all those things that turn the water beautiful. And then in the fear bucket is anger and, but if you really look at energies, they're on a spectrum with a tail end in each bucket. So, you have anger in the fear bucket. But if you go over to the other end of that energy, it's passion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how are you expressing, what's coming through, and you've got joy in the love bucket. And at the other end of that is, depression. So it's a spectrum of emotions. And oftentimes we're somewhere in between, So it's very difficult to live in one or the other all the time, having the human being experience, and life just throws stuff at us. And it really does. So
And sometimes we're not looking for it or we don't want it, but we always learn something if we're really on the ball. We gotta, hey, what was I supposed to learn because of this?
right.
And if we look at it for that lesson, then it'll make more sense. But I have to tell you, I've had some of those lessons that I've never figured out. So
Yeah.
You want to share any of them with us, and we'll try to help you figure it out.
oh
Well,
no.
it's interesting because most of those situations in our individual lives, the things that really challenge us have to do with other people. It's very seldom that you're having a problem with, unless you're in a hurricane or something. But most of our life lessons come through other people. So one of the things that I've learned to do is when I have a button pusher in my life, we've all got one or two, come on. But I have learned to look at that individual as a master teacher, because I know that really it's not about that person, it's about the button. And so there are ways to look at it differently, to say, why is it bringing up this emotion in me? Why is that person, treating me this way? And how do I diffuse that if I can? So that becomes like a challenge to me.
I love that. And I'm sure Lady Lou and anybody else who's close to me realizes that anytime they come to me and they're upset about something, I always go, well, what about this way to look at it? It must be really a pin push, to be around me, because typically I don't agree with them. I try to push their buttons in order for them to see it from a different perspective. Well, right, Lady Lou?
I have to tell you, that's the truth. And Marian didn't used to be that way. She was the little quiet one that never said a whole lot, but that girl's found her voice, and I am so proud of her.
That's good.
Thank you. You either love it or you can't stand it, or both at the same time. Like, why are you being like that, Marian? Well, that's my job. I'm here to push your buttons.
Well, I think we all push somebody's buttons from time to time. It's just, I think that's just the nature of the human experience.
Karen says the age of Aquarius and trying to get through current situations with calmness. Zen, it's on the news every night.
Yeah, I don't watch the news.
Yeah. They don't call it programming for nothing.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And
I like that.
People are literally allowing themselves to be programmed by the programs that they choose.
That's right.
And that's another thing that might be interesting to take a look at on the big picture level is, are we really happy with, the programming that's out there, whether we're watching it or not? I mean, right now it feels like half of our country was programmed by Oprah and the other half by Jerry Springer. You know? So,
Oh, that's a
that's a
good one.
quotable. That right there, you need to. Somebody needs to write that down and put it on. Peggy Sue said, "That is awesome." You need to write a book with that title too.
Yeah, really.
Oh,
But I mean, seriously, that's the way it feels right now.
So here's what I've done, and Lady Lou's right. I don't watch the news. I haven't for a long time, except when COVID was, first coming out, and they were telling us, how many people were dying, and what we were supposed to do next. I did kind of fall into it for a couple of weeks, and then I eventually just, okay, if anything changes, somebody will let me know. That's how I had to look at it. But what I find myself doing now, instead of going to traditional TV and shows and news and things, is this thing is amazing. Okay, this little thing right here. I'm now addicted to things like TikTok, where there's people my size dancing and having fun, and families getting together and learning dances together, and they're cooking and they're sharing their talents and their passions with us in 1 minute videos. And it's wonderful. It's everybody who knows me now on Facebook and Instagram, they're like, Marian must be addicted to TikTok because she keeps sharing all these cool things. But it's true. You can buck the system and not be programmed the way they want you to. I don't want to go Jerry Springer's way. Okay, I want to go the other way. I like Oprah.
Yeah, me too. And I think a lot of us were programmed by Oprah, and it's and so that creates a polarization right there. And it's like somehow, especially with reality TV, you really look at any of the, and I don't watch a whole lot of reality TV, but from the little bit I've seen, the bad boys and girls are the heroes of the show. They're the ones that get all the attention. The worse they behave, the more they're on camera, it's like incentivizing them to be nasty.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? When did the bullies and the bad guys become our heroes? I don't get that.
No.
Now, I agree with you with some of the reality TVs. They actually have programmers. There's that word.
Yeah.
I look at it totally different now. The programming is geared to get them upset and to talk about,
exactly.
the thing. Okay. However, there are some that are not like that. And I'll give you an example. I watch Married at First Sight. Now, that in itself is enough to make you go, what? But they've been doing this for eons, okay? Different cultures have been marrying people off without their permission or,
without them ever meeting each other.
Right. And so the cameras do follow them around, which upsets some of them. And you're right. They highlight that part, they're upset because the cameras follow them everywhere. And even in the bathroom, they're like, however, I'm learning so much about human behavior and what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong with my spouse. We talk about it, what could they have done differently? What did you think about their reaction when this person did that? And I find reality TV, if it's true and not made up, I find it to be fascinating, really.
Well, it certainly can be. I'm just saying that a lot of them,
some of it,
they focus on, the scenes where people are arguing or fighting or, it's just,
they do.
It's the nature of the programming because that's what makes people tune in. I don't know if it makes people feel like their lives are better than the people on the screen. I don't know, but, and I'll just go back to Jerry Springer. I tried to watch that a couple of times because I knew some people who watched it and I was like, I can't even watch this.
Yeah, it's just awful. It's awful.
These people will do anything to get their mug on TV.
Is that why they're doing it? It's like, are you for real or are you just making that up to be stupid on TV? And who would want to be stupid on TV? So Karen says, you have to stay informed to protect yourself. I don't know about that. Watch a little bit, but also watch a variety of things, whether on internet or TV. I let my friends tell me if there's a hurricane coming. I do. My friends all know. Marian, did you know Hurricane Isla's coming? It's like, no, I better get some water going here. All right.
Well,
Yeah,
I do watch enough to keep informed. But I don't, I don't get wrapped up in the chaos and the arguments. That's just not my cup of tea.
I'm a weather watcher. I'll turn it
So
on for
I'm
the
sorry,
weather occasionally.
lady,
But
you were going to say something.
yeah, that's the farmer in me. I want to know what the weather's going to be, and if there's anything big or drastic, like Marian said, somebody's going to tell me about it.
Yeah, if there's a storm coming, Lady Lou called.
Right.
It's going to rain today. You better bring your plants in. Okay.
Yeah, I know about the rains.
Mhm, mhm.
In fact,
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks later before I even knew there was an oil spill out in the Gulf a few years ago. 3 weeks, I didn't know it. I didn't care. I mean, I'm way up here in the country, but I know it hurts the environment. It hurt the people who do the oyster fishing and things like that. And I felt bad about it. But it's not going to help anything for me to know about it.
Right. Well, there's just so much information out there right now that literally, and the internet is so fabulous, and yet people do need to be cautious. You can't, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. And just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's not true either. But there's discernment. You got to have high discernment about what you're reading or allowing to program you.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing. What are you allowing to program you? Like I happen to really like the singing shows, that kind of reality TV, because to me that's people following their dream, trying to do what they feel like they're supposed to be doing, and so I do like that.
Well, happy stuff is always good for me because there are times I need to be cheered up, and maybe I can cheer somebody else up if I'm cheery.
Do you like the TikToks I'm sending you, Lady Lou?
I do. They're very interesting.
Okay, so she's a master gardener. Okay, Lady Lou is a master gardener, and I'm sure she learned tons, right? So I see this TikTok about this lady who says, hey, you want to grow your tomatoes bigger and faster and healthier than ever before? Then do these tricks, and there was like 4 or 5 tricks on there. And so I sent it to Lady Lou because I know she loves to grow all kinds of fruits and vegetables, trees and stuff. And she said even she learned something. Even a master gardener can learn something from TikTok. How about that?
That's it. And if our mind is closed, nothing's going to get in, good, bad, or indifferent sometimes.
Right.
So why not let it be open to the good? And I always pray and thank God for the good that comes into my life, because gratitude is one of the most, what do they call it? The strength of words. Gratitude is right up there with love.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
gratefulness is what makes our world go around.
Yeah. Oh, Karen's just really out there tonight. Not out there bad, out there like really, talking. She said, well, when you work with the media, it's sort of in your blood. But it's how much you want to allow your brain to take in the programming, like that's
programming.
Yeah. She says, I'm watching y'all. That's a certain audience too. America's Got Talent. That's a certain audience. Life of the Paranormal. You know where I'm going, YouTubers and TikTokers.
I love TikTokers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the fact of the matter is that, I'm with you, because this show is called Wisdom Chats for the Curious. My basic, everything that I do is for the consciously curious. I believe that curiosity is the thing that helps us expand and keeps us interested. So I think that's so, so important, and a very, just a great thing for everybody is to be curious and to explore different things. And like Marian would say, look at different sides too. So I think your big picture does change when you are more curious. when you are more explorative, and that's one of the things I love about the expo coming to town, is that people will be able to meet people who have something to offer, something different, a different perspective, a different way to do things, a different outlook. I believe that that's all important for us, for the curious.
Well, Karen says curiosity hasn't killed these kitties yet.
That's right. That's right.
Now Peggy is going to tell us something here, and I need to set it up ahead of time. So, you know how Facebook has gotten into trouble from, now and then again about privacy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently TikTok wasn't as good as, they could have been when they first started. So there's like eyes watching them, and people are mad at them because of their privacy problems. And Peggy says, Marian, I hate to tell you, but the government is talking about banning TikTok. And I'm like, no. I just love TikTok. They can't do that to me.
Well, they better not.
It's all because of privacy. And I think we all learned a good lesson from Facebook. Just like Peggy Sue said earlier, this is all about learning lessons about ourselves, about the way we handle ourselves and the way we look at things. Privacy is very important because of the bad guys.
Yeah.
They will take that information that they find and they'll use it to steal money from you or worse. And so we've got to consider privacy as something very important to a lot of people.
Right. Well, we've got just a few minutes before we go to the meditation. I know it's gone again. So Peggy, why don't you wrap it up a little bit before the meditation and tell us some more about the Wellness Expo?
Okay. Well, that I don't even think we've mentioned. It's Labor Day weekend, September 5th and 6th at the Lone Star Convention Center in Conroe, Texas. And many of our cohorts and the people we've had on this show will be coming down from the Dallas area. So I'm really excited about that. Tickets are still free right now. So it's wellnessexpo.net. Make sure you're going to the Houston one. And, come join us. We're going to have a lot of fun. And Lady Lou and Marian will be there interviewing people and putting their 2 cents worth in.
Yay.
like they always do.
And if you're in the Dallas area, the Wellness Expo is this coming weekend, the 11th and the 12th, and it's in Irving. I've forgotten the exact location, but just go to wellnessexpo.net and the address will be right there for you. So if you're in that area, you might want to go to both expos.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? We're really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a great show. And since we're heading into the meditation, I just want to say this 5-minute meditation that we do on Tuesday nights is a way to spread love energy. That's what this whole meditation is about. And it's so powerful if people really just do it. So I'm honored that you ladies have allowed me to do this for 5 minutes every Tuesday night. And I get so much out of it. I feel that energy coming back to me, and it's just wonderful.
Well, we appreciate you doing it. So, Marian, I'll let you take us out, shall you?
Shall I?
Yeah.
Thank you for being here with us. We're here every Tuesday night on YouTube. We're live on YouTube and also in the Natural Curiosity Facebook group. And then we take all this great information and we shoot it up to the stars and into the podcast platform so that you can listen to us with your earbuds as you're driving down the road or walking your doggy. And we are so glad that you're here. We're glad we're here as well. We love it just as much as you do. Thanks for joining us. And for the next 5 minutes, we're just going, I love that. Thank you. For the next 5 minutes, we're going to go into a meditation, a love meditation from Peggy. And so just sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. And we'll see you again next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And so for this meditation, just sit back and relax. There's nothing you have to do but relax. And for this particular meditation, I'm going to ask that you breathe in deeply through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. So a deep, deep belly breath in through your nose and a gentle exhale through your mouth. And I'd like you to focus on your breath, even more than my voice. Focus on that breath coming in and going out. And focus on keeping your breath even. The in-breath and out-breath being the same length. Because this is the giving and receiving process. So this time when you breathe in, I want you to feel this energy that I'm sending to you, which is pure love energy. And it's coming to you in a beautiful white light. And as you inhale through your nose, that white energy fills your whole body and cocoons you with that beautiful light. Just breathe it in and then send it back out. And as you send it out, you're supercharging that energy and sending it back to me and sending it to everyone. Then breathe it in again. Breathe in that beautiful white light. Let it saturate your body, cocoon you. That beautiful love. See yourself becoming that beautiful crystal of love. And send it back out. And as we send it out this time, feel that energy completely cocooning the whole planet. So that we're sending love energy to everything. The plants, the animals, the very earth herself, to each other, to all the people. Breathe it in again. And every time you breathe in, because it has been sent to you with the intent of sharing love, it becomes more and more supercharged. So know that every time you breathe in, that energy becomes stronger, warmer, your body becomes more relaxed, and just you become one single mass of pure white love energy. And relax just a little bit more. And breathe it in again. Supercharged white love light. Endless supply. We can always call on this at any time. And send it back out. Cocooning the planet. Going straight to everyone on this meditation with us. Supercharged. And allow your body to relax even more. And let go of any concerns, any stress, any cares that you have. And just become that love energy. Breathe in what I'm sending you now. Feel your body relax even more. And become that love. And send that back out again. Cocooning the whole planet. Cocooning your body. Cradling you with pure love. Breathe it in. Breathe in that light, that white healing love light, and send it out. And thank you for sending me your love and for receiving mine. It's easy to do. So take this into your evening with you this evening and into your day tomorrow and spread it around. There's plenty more where that came from. Good night. We'll see you next week.